Welcome to the Broken Crown, brought to you by the T20 Tavern. Say hello, adventurers.
Hello, adventurers.
All right. When last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had found what seemed to be a safe location to spend the night out in the wilderness. All was quiet until signs of a battle were seen in the distance. After investigating, the party found another group of adventurers had been outmatched and were about to be overtaken by a monstrous lost boy. Our heroes joined the fray and were able to push back the undead creature and save these unknown travelers. As the din of battle gives way to the returning quietude of the darkness, Seraphina and Nytheris could still feel the eerie presence of the restless undead and a menacingly childlike voice whisper, "Don't leave me here."
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I did too.
Leave, right?
So Nytheris is still floating, kind of listing above the ground there. Y'all are basically in the same positions that you were in when last we left. The rest of the group is the other adventurers are kind of they are very worse for wear. Obviously, they've all been awakened now, so none of them are necessarily in what look like saving throws or dying, but they are definitely beaten up. And as the initial adrenaline of battle kind of starts to subside, you notice that the group kind of start to take stock of themselves and then look to their saviors and immediately like tense up like, oh god, we're about to die.
All right, we should head back before more show up because there's definitely more than this one around here. So let's head back.
Can you all walk?
The captain, the fighter, who again looks to be in his mid-40s, looks in very much in soldier attire. You know, anyone who is looking at him will notice at this point in time that he's actually missing 2 fingers on his left hand that have looked like they have probably been like bitten off during the fight. So it's a bloody mess. He kind of takes stock of the rest of the group and says, "Yeah, we should be able to walk."
All right,
Like with any speed, or you guys? Is it like? Are we going to be walking at 2 miles an hour? Never mind. Hold on. I'm just gonna transform into the Ankylosaurus again.
Okay.
And tell them to get on.
No, seriously, guys, what is that?
I that's not.
It's a lizard.
Just get on.
Yeah, just really big.
So there is some.
Oh, it's huge.
I'm sorry.
They kind of like conglomerate quickly together. They kind of like have a little mini huddle. And there's some aggressive whispering, we'll call it. And then mostly coming out of the dwarf seems to be the most like reticent. But after a moment or two of cajoling, they all kind of climb on top of this armored lizard creature. The dwarf does so reluctantly. And they are now on your back and at your whim at this point.
I just start walking back whence we came.
I'll fly back. Okay.
Yeah.
Thuris goes and gets his horse.
Yeah.
The horse has kind of like sidled off to the side. He hasn't freaked out. And you're able to kind of collect him after a few moments and bring him back towards where you're going.
Celeste's gonna hang back for a moment and look at the road and like where it looks like they got off of it. Like she's like, this is
y'all
weird.
are very far away from the road. But
Yeah.
you can kind of see the kind of the general trail that you guys were traveling
Where the
Yeah.
was probably not far from where you were traveling.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
so does it seem like they were just like following our tracks directly?
Yeah, they were definitely tracking you.
Sure. Okay. She'll mount up on Frapone and she'll stay at the back of the pack.
Okay.
As we're walking, so why are you traveling at night?
The captain kind of shimmies closer to the front of the creature, and he's like, we were looking for, well, you.
Well, you found me. So, what were you looking for?
Hey, at least they're honest about it.
I mean, yeah, that's true. So, you found us. I mean,
Yeah.
if you were a little bit safer about it, well, you might have gotten closer to us without almost dying.
Who sent you?
If I take a look at them, Pete, and like, do they have any specific sigils from certain countries or cities
No.
or anything? Okay.
No, they don't seem to have any regalia on them. So who was the last person to leave the area?
Probably Mary.
Celeste?
Was it
Yeah,
Celeste was.
I
Celeste,
left.
do me a favor.
Celeste stayed back
make
and
me
she's right behind.
Make me a perception check for me.
You got it.
The Lost Boys just flipping us off.
That's a hot
I
6.
hate you.
Hot
Lost
six.
Boys, I
Okay.
hate you.
All right. So you kind of think you hear something from behind you, but it doesn't really register enough for you to care. You're more focused on what's happening.
In front. Yeah.
So the captain says that they were tracking you, but it may be best to have this conversation. He kind of like nods his head, kind of those of you who or not the Ankylosaurus, because obviously you're not gonna be able to look at him
No, I can't look
face
at
to
him.
face. He kind of says in a
Oh, while you're
tone
not
of, like,
riding on the back of a giant monster, that makes sense.
Oh, that's
We've
understandable.
already
Listen.
saved our lives once. I'd rather have an actual conversation.
Let's talk at the camp.
Good
It'll be
to hear.
easier.
Sounds good. Just wanted to make sure we were on the same page, so to speak.
Because my fly speed is 60, I'm gonna just go ahead of everybody and I'll start cooking up another stew or soup or whatever.
All right, so you'll get there a little bit ahead of them, so you can kind of get started on whatever preparations that you were going to make, but you're definitely not going to be finished by the time they arrive.
I'm definitely moving about not my full speed, so I don't jostle them per se.
Yeah.
Also, like falling off would really not be fun for them.
No, it would not be. You do notice,
Huge.
and by you, not so much Kalen, but Celeste, Thurs, and Seraphina notice that while they are traveling, the priestess is like healing the trying to heal them as much as she can. You'll also notice that she's kind of like looking at each of you in turn and looking for ostensibly like injuries or
I think all of us
Arm
are
that
full
admit-
up.
Yeah.
yeah, you guys made out
Also,
pretty.
when I transform, my
overall.
injuries go away, or more or less.
Right. Yeah, they can't see any damage on Kalen, but the rest of you, she's kind of like looking at each of you. You notice that the half elf, the scout, is definitely still kind of like he's watching, but like watching past all of you. The human mate, the mage, seems to be like writing frantically in a book, and the berserk and the dwarf is just right, big mad.
Hi, Mr. Glove.
No.
Yeah,
I'm so mad.
He's
I
a
got
grumpy boy.
shaved.
He's a grumpy boy. Okay. After a few minutes, you guys get to it takes again. You guys traveled almost a mile, to where this fight was happening. So after maybe 10-ish minutes, you arrive back at your camp. Nytheris arrives first, and he gets started preparing food for the group. You guys arrive shortly thereafter, maybe another minute or two behind.
All right, this is the stop.
The half elf kind of hops
like I
off.
hunker back down to that so that they can.
So the half elf hops off, and kind of immediately kind of does a like kind of instinctive sweep of the area. The rest of the group kind of slowly, more gingerly get down and try to, kind of get their bearings. You all notice, based now kind of having the chance to have looked at them for an extended period of time, they were traveling very, very light.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
I think Sarah is going to kind of hang back a little bit from the group and kind of observe them from a little bit of a distance.
Okay.
Maybe like help Nytheris with cooking and stuff from a little bit of a distance.
Sure. Seraphina, do me a favor, make me an Arcana check.
That's a 9.
Okay. So as you're kind of staying towards the back end of things, you notice a wispy energy nearby, and as you turn, you look and see the spectral version of Nytheris's brother kind of floating in that similar area, kind of creating that natural like monitor kind of thing. He's floating around the group, kind of staying out of sight, but you notice it because of the energy.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Once they're all off, I'll transform back. I'll drop the wild shape back to normal.
Okay.
Stretch. Okay.
Celeste will go up to the priestess.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mind, miss, may I see your holy symbol?
She kind of like looks at you for a moment and then reaches inside her robes and pulls out what kind of looks like a sun.
Sure. Celeste will hold out her
made of
hand
metal.
as if for her to give it to Celeste.
Okay. She'll place her holy symbol in your hand.
Brilliant. She'll take it. And then she'll go to the wizard or caster. Do you have
Okay.
a book or anything for your magic?
I see what you
No. What are you looking for?
How do you perform your work?
Are you looking for my like focus? Are you trying to make sure that I'm not going to cast?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't really need it, but sure.
Oh, you're a sorcerer.
And he hands you a pendant,
Sure.
kind of like,
She'll hold on to that too.
okay. You hear the berserker, the dwarf turn like, she ain't taking my axes.
I don't need them.
Yeah.
One third is a
Amazing.
So
Um,
Tashrel,
So they all kind of come
Brom,
down, and they kind of all kind of conglomerate near the what is kind of now the remnants of the fire that you guys had. Since it hadn't been tended, it had started to like it's mostly it's like it's embers,
Embers,
so it
yeah.
could easily come back up. It's just not a blaze at this point.
Thurs will kick it back up.
gonna fire play Druid it back up.
sure.
Okay. So
Gonna
between
plug it with a stick.
use of Druid craft and Thuriz manually getting, stoking it and getting wood on it, it's able to kind of roar back up, and you guys can feel the heat of it. Okay.
So,
All right, so
roll
Tashrel,
it.
Brom. Who else do we have?
So the captain speaks up. You can call us the Iron Writ. My name is Damien Voss. That there, he points to the priestess is Mirel Ashwood. Tasharel Reed points to the scout. Brom Stonedrain and Edrin Vale. They all kind of nod in kind of as their name is kind of read aloud, or spoken aloud, I should say. First, I would say this is Damien speaking. First, I will apologize and thank you for the unanticipated saving of our lives. That was thoroughly unexpected, and had it not been for you, though, we would probably be dead. And I am experienced enough to know when we were outmatched.
So I'm gonna start handing out the food to them. I'm gonna give Damien one first.
Okay.
And then
He takes it.
yep.
They all seem to take it very. They all seem to take it relatively calmly. The only one who seems to kind of like check it at all is the dwarf.
Okay, so when I
Would be
give
the
his
dwarf.
name was Brom, right?
Yes.
So when I go to Brom and give it to him, he looks very reticent to take it, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
He's definitely like watching the others, like which one of you are gonna fall dead first, right?
Listen, if we wanted you dead, why would I waste all my spells on you?
He kind of like looks at you.
And besides, I don't bite, and I smile with a wide grin with the sharp teeth.
Awesome. He is very much like that. Like he is curmudgeoned. He is like he's got himself situated where none of you are at his back. He's very like
Yeah. So I'm gonna if he doesn't take it, I'm gonna put it in front of him and say, "It's all right. You're welcome, though." And the last one I'm gonna give it to is the I guess the human. And when I go to give it to them, I could have sworn I had 5 bowls. You guys happen to have an extra bowl?
Hold on. He kind of reaches into his the young mage reaches into his bag, takes out a small like piece of clay, and he kind of looks at Celeste. Is like, relax, and he kind of woojas, and it forms itself into a clay bowl.
Oh, neat.
Roughly the same size as what you guys had, and he'll hand it to Nytheris. Is that okay? And
Yeah,
he seems
great.
to be like
Thank you.
saying, "Oh, is that okay?" to almost to Celeste
She
more
just
so than
nods.
Nytheris.
So
I'm gonna go, oh, awesome, thank you. And I take the bowl and I fill it up and I give it back to them. I was like, sorry about that. I definitely had 5 of them about an hour ago. I don't, well, a few hours ago when we ate. I don't know where the other one went. Sorry about that.
He's like, Okay. He's very confused by what you're saying. But
now
he
we
takes
know.
the bowl nonetheless.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plot myself kind of in front of them and go, and now you have found us. Please regale me the tale of why you decided to travel at night. Did you not hear the rules, the warnings?
I mean, to be fair, we were traveling at night also. So
Yeah, but we stopped. We didn't go through that, the woods at night.
Yeah, had you not doubled back, or had we not doubled back, we probably would have missed you on the road anyway. Tasharal goes, I told you. So he regales you of basically the story of traveling, kind of trying to catch up behind you guys, missing you in Fernhaven, due to an issue in the town square, with an old man they were like super frustrated with.
That's fair.
And then they headed out onto the road, traveled almost to the Eldarin borderlands, but saw no indication that you were there, and doubled back, found the remnants of your camp by the roadside, and then followed you from there. Which is why they were behind you, but kind of farther than they kind of would have wanted to be. And then, of course, got waylaid by this creature. They seem to not have any clue what this thing was.
Got it.
by the way, in the town, was that old man like a disheveled kind of like drunkish kind of man?
Yes, he was very frustrating and just kept talking to us and asking us questions.
Celeste, that was Moshi. He was very nice.
He was one of your compatriots?
Nah, he was
I
just
don't
somebody in the
remember
town.
seeing him at the Capitol.
No.
he
No,
passed
he's
out in the
not.
tavern. We helped him out.
Yeah. So,
Very nice guy, actually.
why did you think we were going to Eldara?
We heard a rumor that after you escaped the Capitol, that's where you were going.
From who?
It was just all over from the
Word on the street.
After, well, what happened, we found out that you had left the following morning and gave chase.
Well,
Can
Who sent
I?
you? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Do that. No, do that first. Do that first.
Who sent you?
Adventurers.
He kind of reaches into his bag slowly, kind of because he's kind of gesturing at like mostly actually Kalen at this point, more so than anybody else. He reaches into his bag and pulls out like what look like wanted posters, with each of your faces on them. And he said, after your explosions, the day after your escape from the gallows, this was by order of Grand Vizier Thorn. He just shows them all to you, and it definitely says that there is like a very sizable bounty on each one of your heads, wanted dead or alive.
That is a life-changing amount of money.
I personally didn't do it I don't do it for money. I do it because, well, it's justice.
Is it though?
And
justice.
I mean,
to be
I
fair,
have to-
anybody in your guys' position, it would seem like justice, definitely.
You speak of justice, but we didn't get a trial.
there was a trial. None of you refused to talk. And then when you were hung or were going to be hung, the Crimson Accord attacked and you all escaped.
The Crimson Accord.
Crimson Accord. What's that?
Ah, I see.
Do we know what that is, Peter? No.
Make a history check.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got a nat 20.
22.
All right.
A history.
No dice on the third. Okay.
18.
Okay.
It's wait, with the it's
sorry,
26,
18.
but nat
Great.
20.
I had 18 as well.
Okay. And Celeste?
I got a hot 6.
A hot 6.
High
Okay.
five.
Down. All right. So if you got less than a fifth, basically would have been a 15 is the standard. You're not really familiar with the name. Anyone above a 15, other than Seraphina, and because Seraphina is going to get a little bit of extra information here. You guys have heard about some kind of this cult that it's kind of existed in the shadows. It's usually very small, nothing crazy. You've heard like whispers of it, but it's never really ever mattered before. Okay, just because you guys are adventurers, you may have run into like these cultists. Every once in a while, they go after like ancient sites, but they've never really seemed to be on your radar in any great capacity. Seraphina, you know, because of your travels, specifically in Elthira, that there's a relatively large Crimson Accord presence out there that are hunting. That they hunt like relics out there, and they're kind of a thorn in the side of the people of the Eastern Kingdom.
So overall, they're like treasure hunters.
They seem to be particularly interested in like relics, not so much treasure, but relics. They go after ancient sites.
So relic hunters and site. Gotcha.
Do we know what?
But
they
again,
do?
no, you've never actually interacted with them directly. You just have heard of them having like a presence there, but that's like the biggest conglomeration of them that you've interacted with, but nothing, you've never directly connected to them.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
And then Brahm is like, yeah, when you tried to attack, when you escaped, he tells this story of his son and him fighting these 3 guys in red cloaks with daggers and killing his son, and he's like, and it was your fault. It was your fault.
We're
He
not
just gets
associated.
angry and like smacks the food away, and then like
He storms off, or you said?
yeah, he like gets up and like he's like, if we can't deal with this, that's it, and he's gonna kind of walk away.
And who was this, Brahm?
Yes.
Okay.
Thuris looks at the older man and he says, I can understand the desire for justice given the stories that you've been told. However, the events that transpired surrounding our arrests, our trial, and our escape are not, our experiences are not what you're saying. For instance, after the king was killed, no. Let me start with that fight. We were set to guard him, and then we saw him killed by a monster. We fought the monster, and when I finally killed it, the illusion we had been put under lifted, and I saw that I had stabbed the king through his chest. Then we somehow lost consciousness, I'm assuming by spell, and the next thing I remember is a noose around my neck.
The only thing I remember before that is that there was a red cloaked figure with a golden mask right before we passed out.
So it seems like these cultists are doing a fine job of making us the distraction from their true goals. We also did no explosions in the city that I recall.
Yeah, I don't know anything
Nope.
about it.
I don't really. It's not something I do.
We did not
I
kill them.
usually take credit for all the explosions I make. I definitely did not make any explosions.
Also, we did not leave during the day.
Yeah. Also,
Also-
that.
Well, before we continue talking, I look at the cleric. I'm like, do you have it's that
Truth.
spell that goes on the floor that kind of makes it so we speak the truth?
Zone of Truth?
Yeah, that one.
I do. Why would you ask? I'll cast it.
Oh, no, I was asking the. All right, I wasn't talking to you, Miss Celeste. I was talking to the other person, but
Oh, no, it's fine. Go ahead. She can try to work her magic.
I just.
Do you
That
want
way
me
we
to
could all
step in the
speak
circle
truth
and say
together.
Do
all
you
that?
have questions for us?
Unfortunately, sir,
The Theris.
thank you, Morel. Your compatriot has liberated me of my holy symbol. And
Wow.
Therefore, spellcasting would be difficult to do. at
Fair.
this
All right,
particular
Celeste, can you do it
juncture.
then?
Sure.
All right.
Do I need to step in the circle and tell you the story again? He's looking at the old guy.
He kind of like studies you for a moment. No, I believe you're telling me the truth as you know it.
If we did anything during the 2 days that we were not conscious, then we were affected by a spell.
Or it just wasn't us.
So, at this point in time, Edrin, the mage, pipes up. He goes, "Hey, Damien, I didn't mention this before, but that definitely sounds weird, but probably more accurate given the timeline." Damien's like, "I don't understand. What do you mean?" And Edrin explains that he had noticed, and part of the reason why he joined the group was because the day that he was there, the day that this fight happened, the king was killed, he noticed that the guards had already been alerted and were already rushing back to the castle before word got out that anything happened. And this, he kind of explains that this kind of makes sense based off of your telling of the events, because you said that the guards showed up literally just as it happened,
Mm-hmm.
and then you were affected. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. It never made sense to me how they knew to go back to the keep. And Damien,
Also, the only people there were us. And as far as we know, the only people that were there were us and the king. There were no guards.
you're,
So
So for
that
them to
makes
run,
sense.
them to get there,
They showed up at just the right moment.
Good night,
to
there's
right a moment.
Mm-hmm. It was a perfect setup.
and Nythera saw one of the red-robed people
Mm-hmm.
before he lost consciousness.
I'm going to get up and
And I
find
did call him
Ron.
motherfucker before I went down.
You did.
I'm going to get up and go find Braun.
Okay. Sounds good.
If
As you're walking away, you hear Damien say, Grand Vizier Thorn was so clear about what happened. I don't understand.
He couldn't have been clear. He wasn't there either.
Damien, it seems as if we have a common enemy. If what you're looking for is justice, we are not your quarry. And Celeste will give the holy symbol back to Muriel, and she'll give the spell focus back to Edrin.
They will both thank you for them. Morel says, you know, I did overhear someone saying that the archives were opened after the king's death. They used the king's death to open the archives. With your telling of the story, that is odd. They all seem to be very like they're definitely questioning themselves.
Can I make a a history check to see if since I knew what the Crimson Accord sort of what they've been doing and how they've been moving, do I know if there is any information about important relics in the archives that were just opened up?
Sure, go ahead and make me a roll.
Okay.
Make a history roll.
Oh,
Kaylin, as you while you're walking towards that way, go ahead and make me a perception check.
That's a 20, not nat.
All right. So on your as you're kind of contemplating, you're like you're probably sure that you've never been in them, right? But the Royal Archives are known to have information not only about just any old relics, the royal relics, and like the apocalyptic relics.
Apocalyptic relics.
It was an 18.
Okay. So you will notice he kind of got off pretty far, but he kind of has now stopped. He's a bit farther ahead, but you're able to see in the dark. And he's kind of hunked over, and you hear it more so than before you even see it. He is like crying his eyes out, right? He's just this big, awful, burly sob of just anguish and anger and all of these mixed emotions that are just kind of all bubbling up to the surface, and now there's and he doesn't know how to release them without violence.
What a bad day for rain.
Oh, you mother.
I make a kind of clear a throat.
He'll immediately turn. He'll have the axe like in his hand, but it's not quite sure where that's aimed.
I mean you no ill will at all. I come to you as one who also has lost a loved one to circumstances unexplained, and equally unfortunate. I can assure you that none of the people I am traveling with are of this Crimson Accord. And I know that doesn't ease your anguish or anger, but know that we too are seeking justice for both the king and any lives that were lost due to this event.
He just kind of like looks at you through tear-stained eyes, And he's like, I hated you, and I can't undo it. And my son, I watched him die, and he died. And he said, like, he looks like he's about to say because of you, but he like eats the words back into his throat. And he's like, why did my son have to die? And he's just like inconsolable, right?
I go to him and I will sit with him, and I said, I cannot offer you anything more than, at this moment, someone to sit and talk with. And I know that I believe your feelings are much similar to my own, and that such deaths are inexcusable and without reason. But I implore you to think about the happy times and use that energy in the pursuit of finding those that did this.
Through these like sobs, you can kind of hear that like the heavy breathing. And he takes his axe, he grabs his beard, and he cuts it.
I'm good. Can I roll like a history to see if I know
Sure.
the significance of said action? Really bad. A 7.
Okay. You're not 100% sure why he did that, but you can surmise that there's clearly some kind of cultural significance here. And he has this big red, braided beard, the remnants in his hand, and he ties it around his wrist, and he says, I am going to kill whoever truly caused my son to die.
I extend my hand to him and I say to him, and if I am there on that day, I will assist you in any way that I can.
He kind of like looks at you with blood-stained eyes, in like tear-stained eyes rather, and he just kind of looks deep into your soul, and he says, if you don't get to them first, I will.
And furthermore,
make me-
should I get to them first?
Wake me wisdom check.
Oh no.
That's a pact.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw, okay. Wisdom saving throw.
Ruh-roh.
22.
Okay.
I'm a druid.
He's a druid.
It's the thing.
You feel this like welling up of like energy in your chest, and you actually you feel like the rage of eons is like pooling up inside you for a moment, and then it subsides. And you can almost see like a flicker of red inside, like just around the irises of his eyes as he said this.
And should I find myself there before you, and you still breathe air, I will bring you their head.
He just not like just
For that is justice. Now, that being said, we should probably get some rest. Or at least food. Because you didn't eat anything.
he kind of like stands up, and he's now like almost as tall as he's now like just as tall as you were as you were crouched down. He kind of like pats you strongly on the back. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
He goes,
man.
yes, and he'll march himself
And yeah, I'll stand up and walk with him
back
back.
to the group. Okay. So after a few minutes, Kalen and Brahm return to the fire. Anybody who wants to, you don't even need to make any kind of check. It's just perception, right? Passive perception. You just look in his general direction. You can see he is now Sansbeard, right? Where previously it went down to like his navel. It is now shorn off and tied around his wrist. And his face is just like a mess of dried tears.
I'll fix him a new bowl of food.
Thur is recognized as a fellow barbarian type, right?
Mm-hmm.
100%.
When the dwarf comes back into sight, Thur grunts at him and kind of nods and says, "If you need a fight to release some of that rage, you let me know. We can go out there and do it later."
I don't fight those who don't deserve fighting.
I've done things. You can punch me if you want.
He'll give you that stern, like, he understands, but he's not going to do it.
So I bring him over his food, and I'll hand it to him this time if he takes it or not.
Thank you, Master Fish.
You're welcome. It's okay. And listen,
Chuckle, like
it's
cold
okay.
chuckle.
Sarah hears this and has to like stop herself from
Like,
busting out laughing.
Galen just puts his head down and
Yeah.
And when I give it to him, I go, "It's okay to cry every now and then," and then I walk away.
We should discuss your next moves, your next steps. You found us, but did you find us?
So it's actually Tasharal that speaks up first. You know, I have been known to make mistakes in my tracking. Damien kind of nods kind of shakes his head at her. We were not directly sent out on any kind of missions. This is obviously everyone is looking for you.
Yeah.
However, if what you say is true, then, and I believe that it is, I will not commit treason. But that doesn't mean that I can't not say anything.
Understandable. But do you have to say anything right now?
He kind of looks at you like, He didn't understand what you meant.
So I understand not wanting to. With the information you have, it makes sense that your duty is to report it. And that is understandable.
No,
but
my duty is to report what I find.
You should be
But
careful.
if I've found nothing, then I've nothing to report.
Perfect.
excellent. You've come to an accord.
I think
That
if you-
said,
if you want better wording, you did not find the ones responsible.
That is true.
That is
there are no lies there.
There are no lies there. We have not found. And he kind of looks down at the circle of truth, and the fact that you just said that inside it is. We have further investigation to do.
Of course.
Edrin kind of pipes up again. He goes, "Yeah, I kind of came along because I didn't think they did it to begin with, so that works out."
Well,
I appreciate your
we're not
patience.
responsible.
Right? Yeah. No. The timeline didn't make sense. It never made sense. It was, but I can't. I'm just I'm just an apprentice. I couldn't say anything, but this was a good way to find out. So glad I found out.
It
But
should be. I apologize for speaking over you. However, it should be very. You should be very careful about who you talk to about what we experienced. We don't know who is involved, and it could be very high level members of royalty that are instigating this. We do not know.
For your own safety, you should
Be
some. What is that word they use in court? Never mind. Just make sure you don't get yourself in trouble.
Don't say shit to nobody.
Well, at least
Yeah, that's the official
be
term.
careful.
Nah, that sounds about right.
At that point, Morel kind of comes back into the conversation for a moment. She goes, "You said that Master Thorn was not there?"
Not as far as we saw. It was just
No one was in the
us.
hall but us.
Thorn was the one who gave us our assignment, but
Yes.
he was not there.
present.
He was not present when we were enacting our duties and attempting to protect the king.
Pete, real quick, that was not the one who talked to us in the catacombs, right?
No.
Okay, cool.
That was very
No,
no, not
the
very
person the person that you spoke to was Prince Kale. Thorn, just for you guys to remember, Grand Vizier Thorn was the kind of spindly looking guy who did a lot of the talking in court, and he was very condescending.
Yeah.
That guy.
Do you remember if he wore a lot of red?
In court, he did not.
Well, because Stanian said circle of truth. The only people that I remember in that particular area were us and the king, because we were to bring the king to the presentation area. And upon getting subdued, the first thing, upon the attack on the king, the very first thing we attempted to do was heal the king and subdue the attacker.
Well, subdue.
Well, we started the subduction, subdue, subjugation.
There is definitely something afoot. Something is terribly wrong. And I pray that this does not place the princes in danger.
Also, you said something before about explosions that we did. What was that?
Yes. after the darkness bubble and you all disappearing, the entire city went into lockdown. And most of the evening was quiet. There were some skirmishes starting late at night, and then early morning there were a bunch of explosions. We were told that it was you all getting out of the eastern gate, and then which
We've been gone for hours.
hmm,
And when we left, it was quiet.
Now, with the
We left
unfortunate
during lockdown.
death of the king, how has that? Do you have any word of what has happened with the relations of our respective countries?
well, after there's a lot of I'm not privy to a lot of what happens in the court. I'm not of high station by any stretch of the imagination. The rest of them kind of confirm that none of them really know the ins and outs of it, but they do say that there's definitely been some infighting and a lot of not open hostility, but definitely like a lot of old wounds are being opened and a lot of blame is being thrown around.
The delegations have stayed in the capital. They have not.
They
Or
technically
had
they
not left,
have
at least.
to. They have to stay in the capital until the new king is coronated, which is probably the only thing keeping the entire countries from unleashing everything they have. But there's a whole boatload of adventurers that have gone pretty much in every direction. But they all seemed to have no idea where to go. At this point in time, Tasharel pops up. She goes, yeah, y'all have something going on that you can't be tracked magically. Because I had to do it literally the old-fashioned way. And that was hard. Even that was
Very
hard.
hard.
So I
Yeah,
don't know
but
how
you did it.
that. I don't know how y'all
Yeah.
did that. But
Yeah.
Can't use magic for everything.
You should feel proud of yourself. You did it without magic.
That's how most people do things.
That's how it's meant to be, more or less.
Damien's like,
Hey,
Tasharel's actually very good at
I rolled a
tracking.
I rolled a 20 to lie in the zone of truth, so Celeste is going to know that he said he's lying, and he
Okay.
looks at them and goes, "I have nothing magical on me."
Okay.
Oh, are you from Eldara?
You're speaking to Tasharel?
The elf. Yeah.
I am.
Hmm.
Kaelin Blackwolf. Yes, I know who you are.
Ah. Fair.
And what about the rest
Fair,
of y'all?
fair,
Where are
fair,
you guys from?
So Damien and Edrin are both from the outskirts of Cindervale. Brom is from Dravenport, and Morel is also from Dravenport. For your purposes, Nytheris, they're from one is from the far western side of Dravenport, and the other one is from the north area. So kind of farther away from the water. They're definitely not water folk.
Gotcha.
So that might actually, so that having that information right there, is that actually kind of explains why Brom referred to you the way that he did, right? But yeah, Tashral tells you that she's from the eastern wilds of Eldara.
Oh, interesting.
You should rest here the night and then get to the road during the day. We don't need to be running into any more lost boys.
And we can do what we can to waylay any adventurers that find your trail. Though I do
we're headed
warn
north,
you,
so actually to roll.
Warn you that the area is harder to travail the farther south you go. There's really nothing down there.
Reasonable. Makes sense.
What type of problems did you run into down there?
We went west directly, and we followed the road the first time. It really wasn't until Tashral found the remnants of your camp that we realized that you'd left the road. But that was after we backtracked. I don't know how you guys got behind us, but
we had things to take care of.
Lessons to be learned.
So while we're talking, I'm gonna summon my brother to me.
okay.
So
You notice that the Sister Morel and Edrin Edrin Vale, the mage, are both like, They're both very inquisitive about this now spectral entity that just showed up.
So I look to him and goes, "How's the area?"
Quiet. There's
No.
a creature, for lack of a better term, maybe far enough away to be of no consequence to you, but I'll keep an eye on it just in case."
Thank you very much. And then I'll just let him go back to do what he's doing.
He kind of like looks to the two newcomers that are like obviously looking at him and goes, nods, and then buggers off.
Floats on off.
Just kind of floats on off, like, hi, and then goes.
Oh my god. At that point, I think Thurs is going to start getting the camp ready for people to start taking their rests.
Okay.
I'm going to head up to back to the top of the hill to stand watch.
I'm also going to go ahead and declare Thurs does not sleep tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, neither does Kalen. Well, Kalen
No, I'm gonna take
doesn't
that
sleep,
off.
period.
I will. I will definitely sleep. But while
Yeah, okay, I'm going to do the meditate for the rest, but not the alert meditation.
Sure.
And to
Sounds
ease nerves and stuff like that, I'm going to play the water harp again to calm everything down.
Okay. All right.
Wow,
So
that's
the
for performance. Neat.
well done. All right. So
People
the
are not terrified.
less eerie. It's still kind of eerie
It's
in the darkness.
hauntingly charming.
But it is
Shanty.
hauntingly,
It's a shanty, not a
That's
shanty.
the name of the episode right there.
It's a shanty.
It's sophisticated. But
It's
no,
hauntingly calming.
it is
There is
a
just
calming,
one pinky up while he's playing it. One pinky rises while I play.
Yes.
So a haunting lullaby that is, despite its kind of key sounds. It is still it is a hauntingly beautiful melody that does seem to calm those around you. You do notice that the Iron Writ kind of does still have a rotation. They still, at least one of them will stay awake, just in case, kind of thing, right? But otherwise, the night goes with relative quietude. Every once in a while, those of you who are keeping watch might hear like the rustling of something in the wilderness.
The animals are back.
I'm sleeping until I get a long rest.
Okay.
So I noticed the animals have returned.
So something is moving in the dark, but it doesn't seem like whatever it is, it's not coming close enough for you to even get a bead on what it is. But you'll like see movement along the horizon, like you'll see that in the motion kind of thing, but nothing. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem to come close to you guys. And the night goes with relative, quiet. It is still dark. It is still quiet. The stars are really the only light that you have. And as dawn breaks, you will notice anyone who is still conscious, right, at dawn, will notice that Damien is the first to wake, and he immediately starts like fastidiously cleaning his armor, sharpening his sword, kind of making sure that everything is in order before he kind of dons everything once again. The rest of the group kind of wake up. Edrin immediately like prestidigitates himself so that any muck or vestiges of ick are gone. And he'll actually kind of go around and do that to everyone in the party. He'll offer to do it for any of you if you would like. He's like, it's the least I can do.
There's a weird growl from Thuris when he offers it.
You see him like kind of.
I'm above them like a weird gargoyle, so like I'm sitting like kind of like a cat on a, like a cat on a perch. I'm like looking down, watching the whole situation, watching them move around, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So like he just, if he wants to come up there, he can, but it'd be like walking up to a gargoyle kind of thing.
He kind of like looks up, looks at the growl, looks back up. Yeah, you guys let me know.
I shake my head no to him because I noticed the fear. I'm like, nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he asks me, I just kind of get up and I pat myself down. I push my hair back and go, nah, it's part of my charm. Thanks anyway.
If he tries to approach Sarah, she would be like meditating as the sun rises, and then Kaz would kind of look at him and be like,
"Oh, thorns!
Gone. Thank you."
Celeste will be like, "Could you just decrease my hair a little bit?"
Of course. And he just kind of like, puts a kind of just wiggles his fingers a little bit, says a little charm, and you can feel like your hair kind of clean itself and braid itself a little bit cleaner, so that any of the frizzies
it just like tucks everything back in very nice.
Just tucks everything right back into place like you had just done it.
Yeah.
Does Celeste look happy when he does that?
I think
like a smile or any kind of like.
There's this little bit of like, that's right. Like there's a sense of like this small piece of the world has been put back into order, and I think it's more content than joy.
Something like that, yeah. Kalen takes notice of that as he's like observing. He's like, Okay. Kind of notes that, like, for future reference.
So the rest of the group kind of get themselves up, they get themselves together, and they will kind of prepare to set out. Before they do so, Damien will walk up to all of you and say, we misjudged you all. Once again, we are in your debt. First and foremost, for saving our lives, and second off, for being forthwith and helping us from making a grave mistake. I hope to one day see you all on better circumstances with the true culprit of this grave act brought to justice. Until then, I wish you the best of luck, and we'll do everything that we can. I don't know if you have done so, but I hope that you have a name that will one day be spoken of with the pride it deserves. And Sister Morel will walk over and kind of like give a blessing to you guys as a group. And for those of you of the magical bent, if you want to make an Arcana check,
Sure.
go ahead and do so.
14.
I got a 9.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Netheris, are you rolling?
Yes, but it took me a bit to unmute my mic. I got a 19.
Okay. You all recognize that she is casting guidance on each of you.
That's nice.
I nod to her. She does that. And I nod to Brahm.
He kind of gives you that stern, like, the warrior's nod. He does the same thing to Thuriz. And he doesn't really say anything. It definitely looks like he's probably been, he was probably crying throughout the night. So he's got like that. So it's still got some like dried tears on his cheeks. But he kind of doesn't really say anything else, but he kind of gives you that warrior's nod and turns to leave, along with the rest of the group here. And with that, the Iron Writ will turn back northward, back the direction that that you all came from, and will begin trekking back towards, ostensibly towards the road to places unknown.
While they're like making their way to lands beyond, Celeste is gonna ask Netheris if she could have a word with him.
Sure.
I worry that my envy of you has come across as distrust. I don't understand your magic, Netheris, or why you do what you do, but I want to understand. I've just never met anyone like you.
That's fair. There is only one of me, and I'm very unique. So
You are.
But as per my magic, I don't really know where it comes from either. it kind of just appeared one day, and my brother was trapped in this thing as well. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna walk over to Thuris, having noticed that he did not sleep at all, because I've been watching the entire camp. I'm going to offer him a good berry. I'm going to give him a good berry so that he isn't. I understand. I won't pretend to know why you didn't rest, but this should ease any ill effects from not resting.
I appreciate it. I just felt like maybe if my nightmares cause me to scream again, that should not happen when we have company.
Maybe one day we can help with those dreams. If not decipher them, then maybe hopefully get rid of them. As well we travel, they have become our burden as well, my friend.
Nah.
Just kind of bounce off away.
And Celeste, if there's any questions that you have about it, feel free to ask. It doesn't bother me. I'm an open book. I don't really care.
Like I said, you are unlike anyone I've ever known, Netheris. But thank you. I appreciate your openness.
Netheris didn't. You said you didn't clean yourself, right, when you woke up?
No, I just dusted myself.
As I walk back from Theris behind Netheris, I'm gonna press to digitate and clean him as I walk by. Just
What the hell?
Like, and then
So-
nose in the air and just
So you guys noticed that like the whereas everybody had, you have your normal layer of like little bit of dust or schmutz from the day's travel. When Kalen uses prestidigitation on Netheris, you notice like all of like the threadbare of his garments are cleaned up. Like it's a whole different color on
Oh.
his jacket. Like,
turn around. But
yeah,
Ugh.
like a
I
whole
thought Jack was
like
white this whole time.
I
Whoa.
thought the can looked great.
oh,
Oh man, what? Was it that bad?
a little, my friend, a little, like
I-
a little.
I just
Yeah,
assumed
but-
that was normal.
Yeah, no.
That
It's the proof of
No.
exploration and adventure.
Yeah,
Oh,
you being alive is proof enough, my friend. Please.
Sarah just watches this fondly from afar.
The moment Netheris gets cleaned up, Theris goes, "Oh my god, he's shiny."
He's glistening.
Glistening. Such supple skin.
actually the
All the buckles are like-
scales on his skin actually are
Luminescent.
like
Like
have a
the-
sheen and are luminescent, whereas previously they were kind of like a dullish. In now as the sun kind of hits, it actually has like a pearlescence to it that
He's pretty
previously
now.
did not notice.
Ah, it's so bright.
He's purdy.
Ah,
Now I get a +3 to my charisma checks.
His charisma is now
shiny
glorious.
tails, the higher the charisma.
Why does it smell like Old
Right.
Bay?
Oh, dang.
So you guys
The
all
ocean breeze.
finish.
Ocean
Getting
breeze
yourselves-
gas.
You guys get yourself set up. Or break down your camp, and
Do they leave before us? After
they
we watched
have
the-
left,
um,
and it's been a bit since they've gone now at this point.
after they leave, and they're no longer in our sight, and we kind of like clear up our camp, I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace,
Okay.
so that when we leave, we don't. Thinking back to the folly of leaving that camp and the way it was, and because they told us, "Hey, we found you because of the camp."
Yeah.
Kalen feels stupid, and he's like, "That's not how Mom taught me how." And literally just cast Pass Without a Trace.
So you're behind us.
Yeah, I'm like, I pass it upon the crew because it's a 30-foot emanation, so it goes around everybody, so that as we all leave, there's no trace of us ever being in this area. So whichever direction we go, no one should be able to figure it out from this spot, at least.
Good.
Right. So any
And we leave no
any indications of like the campfire is now, for all intents and purposes, gone. And any broken twigs or sticks or anything that would otherwise have led to clear use of this area as a camp, for all intents and purposes, as far as all you guys can tell, is gone. If anybody wanted to make a survival check, you can do so.
Yeah, I guess as long as I'm concentrating for the next hour, we leave no tracks. And should we have to do a stealth check? It's a +10.
25.
Nice.
Okay. So Thuris, you even, despite your clear experience, having traversed and adventured for a long time in the wilderness, as far as you can tell, it does not look like anyone has slept here. Anyone has even been in this area for a very long time. And so you guys are able to head out with impunity at this point. Under the guise of the fact that your travels will be obscured.
That should give us a little bit of a head start should any prying eyes have lingered.
Yeah.
Good.
So you guys you're going to continue in the same direction you were going before. Okay, great.
Mhm.
So you pass around this the outcropping and you continue on to Eldara. You spend most of the day walking. It's relatively quiet overall. There's not a whole lot going on. Every once in a while, you'll notice the occasional bird or the occasional like small animal, fox, chipmunks, things of that nature. As you get closer to trees, there seems to be a larger influx of critters near the copses of trees. And then as you get into any like ruins or things of that nature, you definitely go and you notice that the ruins tend to be avoided by any animals. And then as you continue on, you're able to kind of hawk back and forth across the this expanse. Okay. As you continue in your direction, everybody can go ahead and make me a perception check.
Sure.
Just so I can know in what order you all see the sights that are to be seen.
I got an 8.
25.
Not doing well today.
Okay.
I got 14.
I get little numbers of 14. Okay.
Nice.
That's
I
so
love
good
that.
for me.
That's good for you.
Dang. 13.
22.
Okay. And Serafina?
8.
Oh.
8. Okay.
I had advantage on
So,
that too.
so
Can I add
and
guidance?
you absolutely
Oh,
can
guidance.
add guidance.
What is that,
It is
D4?
a skill check, so it's a D4. You can
I'm
roll
going to
a
add
count
guidance too.
29.
That's 10. That's the one
Okay.
on the 4.
So that's a 3.
Oh no, it's a 9. Sorry.
No, I have a 16. There you go.
Okay. All right.
Almost
So
there.
Nytheris and Thuris, you guys notice it first, kind of far in the distance, but quickly kind of coming up in front of you. And it's out of place in this wilderness, right? So as you're getting closer and closer to the Eldarin border, you're starting to be able to recognize the tree line, right, where the trees, where the plains give way to more and more trees, to the point where you get into the point where there's now like you can't see past the tree line. And kind of nestled into the trees, you notice what looks like a bastion of sorts, right? It's a large walled outpost. Has a single tower that rises up past the stockade walls. We're talking maybe like 20-foot walls made of
Tree trunks?
like tree trunks with spikes on the top. Thank you. So spiked tree trunks lined up around this. The doors seem to be kind of made of that same stuff, as far as you can tell from where your vantage point is. As you guys get closer, the rest of you start to see this outpost. Kaelin, Seraphina, since you guys are from Eldara, you recognize this as the outpost that Prince Kael had advised you to go to, that he said that he would meet you at. And this is the direction where he told you to go to lay low. Okay. So as you guys get closer to this outpost, you will notice that the doors are closed, but they definitely don't look like they're like locked. Like it's a little bit ajar. It's definitely as you're getting closer, the wall has, missing posts, a hole in it, a hole in one of the posts. It looks the worst for where, as far as you can tell, it has probably been either fully abandoned or at least in derelict condition for an extended period of time. Okay. So as you guys get closer, you will note that there is no banner flying on any masts or anywhere around. There's no flags or any kind of insignias at all. Again, this looks like it's just a quiet, derelict relic of the past. And with that, as you approach this locale, your destination in front of you, we will see you next time on The Broken Crown.
Yeah.